Hey guys, it's Kendra. Today I have a pregnancy update. We are talking about weeks 29 to 32. I'm 32 weeks pregnant right now. I am in our office, which I used to film here all the time. All of my old pregnancy updates are here. And lately I've just been kind of filming around the house, so I felt like let's bring it back into here. What you cannot see on this side of the room is a disaster of the girls' toys. We have converted our office into an office/playroom, which I do not recommend. It's like the stupidest thing ever. Like, an office is the most unchild friendly type of room, and then to bring in all their toys, it's just like not practical or smart. But that's our only option right now. A lot of you guys like ask, I'll talk about that later in the video. Like, we'll talk about moving, we'll talk about our room situation, how we've kind of like had to readjust our house to accommodate this upcoming child. So in today's video, we are talking a little bit of everything. We're talking about how I've been feeling, how like physically, any symptoms that I've been having, cravings, food, diet, body, my body, like how I've been feeling about that. We'll talk about the house situation. And yeah, doctor's appointments and whatnot. So I hope you guys enjoy this. If you guys are pregnant, I wish you the best of luck during your pregnancy. And I hope that these videos give you some source of like, I don't know, comfort and ease as you're going through your pregnancy, because it can be hard going through pregnancy, especially if you don't have like any friends that are pregnant. You can feel kind of alone. So that is my goal for these videos. Okay, I have my notes back here. So let's first talk about yoga. I get a lot of questions about like morning routines and what I do in the morning. So for the past year or so, I've been waking up about an hour before the girls. I set my alarm for 5:40, 5:45. I just make sure that I'm out of bed by 6, but the quicker I can get up is, you know, it's better. I try not to just like scroll on my phone. It's much better if I can just sit up and not look at my phone and just get out of bed. I get up so I can do my yoga, so I can have some quiet time, so I can make my coffee, all before the chaos begins. If you guys are new to my channel, I have twin girls that are 2 years old. They'll be 2.5 in June. So I like to just have a little bit of peace and quiet, and that's when Andrew goes to the gym. So it's just kind of like our alone time, which is really crucial for my sanity for the rest of the day. So the yoga that I've been doing a lot is I just go on YouTube and I type in prenatal yoga, and my favorite is by Sarah Beth. She does prenatal yoga workouts. They're about 20 minutes. I like them because they're to the point. They're not like, let's meditate for 20 minutes before we start. It's just kind of like, here we go type of thing, which I really appreciate because I'm on a time crunch. So I do my yoga, I make sure to drink a lot of water, and then I make my cup of coffee. I know everybody is different with how much caffeine, if they even want to have caffeine during their pregnancy. What I have done for this pregnancy and my last pregnancy is to not drink it the first trimester, for health reasons, and also I just don't crave it my first trimester because I'm always sick. Once I start feeling better is when caffeine or like coffee starts to sound more appealing to me, and now I do a cup a day. And I actually looked online. If you type in caffeine like amounts during pregnancy, there's this like graph that comes up, this little chart that's super helpful even if you're not pregnant, and it just shows you how much caffeine is in like each type of coffee drink. So like a drip coffee that you're making at home, espresso shots, everything. And it shows you how many milligrams of caffeine is in each type. And I believe it says like 200 milligrams are recommended when you're pregnant. And I typically just have 1 cup of coffee in the morning that I make from my coffee pot. And that is only like 120, I want to say. Like, it's not a ton. So that's fine. I'm usually fine with just a cup a day. Every now and then I'll do like a second cup, or midday I'll have like a refresher at Starbucks or something like that. But that's kind of what I've been doing for caffeine. And then what I do in my coffee, a lot of you guys ask how I make my coffee. I just add whole milk to my coffee. That's all I do. I used to do almond milk, then I did coconut milk. Now I can't do either. They just ruin the taste of the coffee for me. Like my cup of coffee is I savor that in the mornings. So add a little whole milk because that's what the girls drink and it tastes delicious. But what I've noticed since doing my yoga, I don't do it every single day. Like today I just actually got up and I did some stretching and I kind of went through my own little yoga flow myself, but I definitely try to do yoga at least every other day, even on the weekends. Just because I tell myself this, it makes me feel so much better physically for the rest of the day. Like especially at the end of the day at night. That is when you're pregnant, you start to get all those aches. Like your neck starts to hurt, your lower back starts to hurt, and you just have you just don't feel awesome. But I've noticed from doing yoga so much that I don't feel physically that bad towards the end of the day. And when I don't do yoga, I notice that at the end of the day, I just don't feel my best. So I would definitely recommend you guys try it out. I didn't do yoga that often when I was pregnant with the girls. I really didn't work out that much with them. I went on walks. That was kind of it. But I think if I had done yoga, I think that would have helped me a lot because this time around, I just feel a lot better. I do understand that I was bigger with them, which has to do with it. But at the same time, I've kind of gained the same amount of weight that I have with them. I think it's just in different areas, it seems. My arms feel so much thicker. And I know your arms are an area where you store fat for breastfeeding. So there's 3 areas that you tend to store fat when you're pregnant, because when you're breastfeeding, that is where the fat is taken from to make milk. So your thighs are one area, your arms, and then your love handles. So I definitely have noticed a lot of weight gain in those areas, and I have heard that if you do gain a lot of weight in your thighs, that's a good sign, just because it means that you're gonna have a lot of milk. So I mean, we'll see, but I know with the girls, I had a ton of milk in the beginning. You know what I just realized I need to do is my placenta. I need to call the lady that did my placenta with the girls and get that going. I'll link her down below if you guys are in the area, if you live near me. But I had my placenta encapsulated with the girls and it was the best decision ever. And I would take, I think, 2 pills a day, and it really helped with my milk production, my hormones, just evening out my emotions. I really think it was a good thing to do. And I had so many pills because my placenta was gigantic. Yeah, I had a lot of milk with them in the beginning. It started trickling down around 4 months. That's when I started supplementing because they weren't gaining weight. And then at 6 months is when my milk was completely gone. So I wish I would have pumped more to store up milk while I had a ton of it, because you don't think you're gonna run out of milk when you have so much of it. So this time around, I'm definitely gonna try to pump more just to save some in the freezer, but we will see. It'll be interesting to see comparing the 2 nursing experiences. I'm thinking it's gonna be much easier because I'm gonna have 1 child to nurse instead of 2. I just always felt like I was trying to savor milk for each of them. It was a super weird thing. As far as weight gain, I just feel like I'm noticing it more this time. And when I was pregnant with June and Violet, I think I just, I knew, okay, I'm pregnant with twins, I'm gonna get huge. That was my thought process, and I kind of wanted to gain weight just so I could make sure that they're healthy and everything. And then when I found out I was having 1, I just figured I wouldn't gain much weight. I was like, I'm gonna be one of those people who just gains 25 pounds and is just in the belly and loses it instantly. And I realized quickly that that was just not gonna be me. I gained weight really quick with this pregnancy. And I think one of the reasons was, yes, it's my 2nd pregnancy, so your body just kind of instantly goes to your pregnancy, your belly just pops out. Another thing that's been a little different is with the girls, when I got bigger, the biggest point of my pregnancy, it was winter time. And now it's spring going into summer as I'm getting the biggest. So it's you start wearing less clothing, you want to wear shorts and tank tops because it's getting hot outside, and you're like, oh my gosh, nothing fits me, and you just see your body more. Whereas in the winter, you can just wear sweaters and you don't really notice it as much. You notice it in your face, but everything else is kind of covered up. So that is definitely different. As far as cravings, I have not really had many cravings like I did. Like I used to crave like the weirdest things ever in this pregnancy, like sour cream and all these salty things. But lately, like especially right when the third trimester hit, all I've wanted is sugar. Like it is so bad. I seriously want to eat a McDonald's sundae or a Dairy Queen McFlurry. No, that's not a McFlurry. Dairy Queen Blizzard every single day. I tell myself no, but every now and then I do just like give in to the cravings and I'm like, whatever. It's calcium, right? But I just want sugar so badly. Like today I had cereal for breakfast. I had peanut butter puffins, and then I had a cookie. Like that is not good. So I try to balance it out and get like pressed juice a lot with vegetables in it to just like chug it so that I'm eating healthy still. And then I try to eat a salad for lunch most of the time, just so like I'm not always just eating carbs, you know? Also, I had my glucose test. I don't think I talked about that yet because my results hadn't come in yet. But I did my 1 hour glucose test and it came back really good actually. My results were a 73 and I believe that you want to be under 140. It depends on the doctor, but I was like way under, which I was super surprised by. And with the girls, I failed the first test. I wasn't really like aware of what I was eating before I took the test with them. This time around, I just did not want to fail it at all. I was trying to eat really healthy, and especially like the week before, I was trying to cut out a lot of carbs and sugar, and the day of, I ate 2 eggs, just scrambled plain, and that's all I had before. So I think that helped. I have been getting a few leg cramps, like Charlie horses, in the middle of the night. First pregnancy, I got them all the time. This time I've only had probably 3 total, and you just like wake up and your calf is just completely tight and it hurts so bad, and I just like wake up screaming like, Andrew, my leg, and he's like, okay, just calm down. I used to get them a lot in high school when I did ballet, but just make sure you're drinking a lot of water because usually you're dehydrated, have some potassium, and I do think, again, doing my yoga, stretching a lot, I think that's helped out a lot. Towards the end of the day, if I am like laying on the couch for a little bit watching a show, my lower back will start to hurt a little, but nothing like super bad. Usually I'll just go to bed then, or I'll just sit up at the edge of the couch and just kind of stretch a little bit. And I've been sleeping fine. I wake up maybe 1 to 2 times a night to pee, nothing crazy. First pregnancy, I'd wake up every single night at 3 a.m. wide awake, like, oh my God, what do I do with myself? And I would just check emails and like respond to emails and stuff. It was crazy. But my doctor with them told me, I have the same delivery doctor this time, but I had a perinatologist, like a specialist. When you're pregnant with twins, you kind of have to, I think you have to do that, but I'd go to him very frequently, and he told me that when you're pregnant with twins, you have so many hormones that it's something about like them around 3 a.m., like in the middle of the night, it wakes you up. So he said that's like totally normal. So it was kind of bizarre, but yeah, luckily I've been sleeping really good. I go to bed pretty early. A lot of you guys ask because since I do wake up fairly early and on my, like, willingly I wake up early, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like I have to wake up at 5:45, I choose to. A reason that's not hard for me to do is because I go to bed pretty early, like 9 o'clock, I'm ready for bed. So every now and then I'll stay up till like 10. That is very rare. Usually we've been putting the girls down. Usually they go to bed at 8, but lately I've been trying to put them to bed closer to 7:30. I find that, I don't know, I'm trying to put them down for naps a little bit earlier. I was putting them down at 1, but it was taking them so long to fall asleep that I felt like they were going to bed then closer to 2, and it would just kind of like push everything back. And then that's why we were putting them to bed at 8, because they were like, you know, they had just woken up from their nap. So I read something on Instagram, and it was saying that your toddler's naps should be, I think it was around 5 to 6 hours after they wake up in the morning. So let's see, they typically wake up at like 6:30, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. So it was saying like the sweet spot for them would be going to bed between 11:30 and 1. So I felt like, okay, let me push them back to 12:30. So that's what we're trying to do now. Like around 12:30, I'm trying to put them down so that they're asleep by 1. And then I'm putting them down at night a little bit earlier. And I feel like it's been pretty good so far. So say they're, they're asleep 7:30, 8. Andrew and I usually have like one show that we have to watch together. And then by the time my show's over, I'm just like, you know what? I can just go to bed. I like to sleep. I love getting my rest. And I don't need to like waste my time watching TV. I never really get work done at night just because at the end of the day, I'm totally checked out. Like I'm not going to edit videos or do anything like that. I just do all of that during the day. So nighttime for me is just like to rest, to hang out with Andrew, and to go to bed. I registered at the hospital. You just do it online, so it's super easy now. So I got that done. I go to the doctor every 2 weeks now, and they basically just check your blood pressure, they weigh you, they make sure everything's okay, they listen to the heartbeat, and they measure your stomach. And that's kind of it. So they're very quick appointments. I still am getting Braxton Hicks contractions every now and then, typically more towards the end of the day. And you just get like, all of a sudden your stomach just tightens up. And they are a little bit more intense to where like I have to kind of just rest if I'm getting one. You can't just like walk through it. But this is totally normal. It's just your body getting prepared for labor. Oh, a lot of you guys ask my plans on birth, like if I'm gonna have another C-section. We are trying to do a VBAC this time around. VBAC is vaginal birth after C-section. I think it's called something else now. Somebody told me, one of you guys told me that, but I call it a VBAC still. So basically, again, every doctor is different, but my doctor, he looked at my scar internally and said it looks really healed. And from the outside, it looks really good. And it's been a while since I had the girls, so I should be fine. But he said, I think it's like a 70% chance that it should work out. And I was like, okay, well, what would be the reasons for it not working out? And he said it just could be like, could be a lot of things. So if the baby's too big, if the baby's in the wrong position, just a lot of different things. Fingers crossed, don't want to get induced, because I was induced with them at 36 weeks and they were just totally not ready to come out. So that's why I had to have a C-section. Ultimately, I was at the hospital for 48 hours and wasn't progressing. I was like maybe to a 3, if you guys didn't watch my birth video, but it was like a really awful induction. I had everything done possible to like try to get me to progress, and I was on Pitocin for a really long time. I had an epidural, so I like couldn't move, so it was just like nothing was happening. They broke one of the sacs and still nothing, so I just don't think they were ready to come out. So for this baby, I'm just hoping that he comes on his own, he comes when he's ready. I don't know if I doubt I'll be early, just because like with them, I was induced. So it wasn't, usually they say like with your second baby, your second pregnancy, you typically go through the stages of labor faster because your body like already has done it before. But I had a C-section, so I feel like it doesn't really count for me, So I don't know. I just don't feel like he's gonna come. I don't know. I guess we'll see. You never know. But it would be lovely if I could if my water would break and I would just go into labor on my own and, like on his own time rather than being induced. So last up, I just want to talk about like our plans for the house, for the nursery, moving, because a lot of you guys always ask us like, if we're gonna move. And no, we're not moving right now. Our house is 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, but even though it's 4 bedrooms, it's not a big house. Like it's a very small home. And this room is considered a bedroom because it has a closet, but it's attached to the garage, and like you have to go through the laundry to get here. So I would never use this as a bedroom. Plus it's like against the road. I don't know. It just seems like an add-on room type of thing. So it's more of like our bonus room to us. So we have our master, and then we have the other 2 rooms down the hallway. So the one is the girls, obviously. And then the other room, we were using it as a playroom, and that we've converted to his nursery. So that is his room. And we have since moved all their toys into this room. So it's just kind of like not ideal. Andrew and I have been looking at homes. I don't want to move yet. Like we talk about this all the time. And I say that I think I'd like to stay here for at least 1 more year. And one of the reasons for that is we are paying off Andrew's school loans. Andrew's a physical therapist, and we've been putting so much money towards his loans. Like we are putting everything extra that we have towards his loans. Like we are in full payoff debt mode right now because we just want the freedom to be able to, like, all that money that we're putting towards his loans, then we're going to have just for whatever. So that is what we're really working on right now, is paying off our debts. And then once we can move, that money will then be like for our mortgage, because we're going to have a larger home. So we should be done paying off his loans in a year, which is crazy because Andrew hasn't been out of school that long. Like we've really been working hard on paying off his loans. This has been like our top priority. Another reason why we're waiting is because I really like having little kids in a small home, because our bedroom is really close to both of their rooms. For the girls, like I don't even have to have their sound or their baby monitor on, because I can hear them. I hear everything they say from their room, even with their door closed. So like if they're crying, we close our door, but we leave our door open. If they're crying, I can hear them. When they were little, we had their door open, but now we keep it closed because they would walk out. I like the idea of having our baby boy's room really close to us still, just like it's a comfort thing. So I was just thinking, like, the next house we get, we don't want to move again. We want our next house to be like our house that we're in for a really long time. So we want it to be larger, and most likely our rooms are either going to be on opposite sides of the house or just like a lot further away from each other. So it's just going to be a little bit trickier. And if it's a 2-story home, like if our bed's downstairs and I don't know, like it just seems like it's going to be a little bit more complicating. So we're just kind of in this like little stage where we're just kind of waiting. We're looking at homes, we're looking at areas. We found an area that we really, really like, and we ideally want to find a house in this like specific area. We were talking about buying land and building. We actually had put an offer. I didn't tell you guys any of this, but I can tell you now, just since it's not really going to happen. We put an offer on 2 plots of land actually, and both of them 2 people offered a full cash offer after our offer was put in. So neither of those went through, but it was kind of like a blessing in disguise. Like I feel like it was God's plan, and we've realized now that like the internet where we were going to build, like the internet situation was not going to be the best. So I work from home clearly, and I need high-speed internet. So that area that we were going to build, I just think is out of the question now. And I don't know, now like we've just realized that like building sounded really appealing to us, but now we're thinking we'll just wait a little bit longer and we'll just buy a home and wait until we find something that we really, really love. And ideally like find a house that we can make our own. Like if there's a few things that we need to renovate, like the kitchen or just few like style things, but I don't want to fix her up, or I don't want to do like a full house renovation, but I'm fine with doing like a few small things. Yeah, we just need like a little bit of a larger house. I want a big kitchen, like a big island. Our kitchen's just really small. I would love to have a playroom for the kids. I would love to have a larger yard and just some space. That's like my main thing, is I just don't like being so close to our neighbors. I just want to be able to like go outside and not be able to be like, hi, I'm right here. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like my main things on my checklist. But for the time being, we're totally happy here. We've upgraded this house so much since we moved in. We've been here now for I think 4 years. So it's exactly how we want it right now. Like there's nothing else that we need to do to it. So it's just kind of like, I don't know, it's good right now. And then we probably won't sell this house. We probably were going to keep it and rent it because it's a good rental area, and that's just always been Andrew's plan. So anyways, that's like the home plan situation for you guys wondering. So that is it for today's little update for you guys. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Like I'm not, whenever I see people now, they're like, how are you? Like, how is this compared to the girls? And in the beginning I was like, honestly, I was like, unfortunately they're kind of the same, but it was because I was sick both times around, you know, in the beginning. But now it's really starting to feel a lot more easy than with them. Like I just, looking back on old videos of myself when I was pregnant with them, like my face was, I feel like my face is big now. Oh my God, not nearly as big as when I was pregnant with the girls. Like my face was so swollen, my lips were gigantic. It's definitely a lot more mild, which I'm very grateful for. So let me show you my tummy, and then that's it for today's video. I definitely have gained a lot of weight, like right back here, but whatever. I'm kind of just going with it. You know what, I can work out later, but see, like back here, I feel like I've gained a lot of weight. I don't have that line that I had with the girls. What is that called? Linea something. This right here was where my belly, oh, he's moving right now. I wonder if I can get it on camera. That'd be kind of cool. This was where my belly button was pierced. That's why I look so odd when I'm pregnant. Oh, did you see that? He's moving right here. But like, look at these veins. Like that is so crazy to me. At the end of the day, like my veins, look at that. It looks so nuts. Like it looks like vampire status, I feel like. Okay, so that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are pregnant, let me know how far along you are down below. Let me know how you've been feeling, and if you are having 1 baby, 2 babies, triplets, my God. But thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I will talk to you guys very, very soon.